Australia, an ancient land filled with beauty, wonder and mystery. But behind its stunning landscapes lies a story that stretches back tens of thousands of years, a story of the First Nations people and their deep spiritual connection to this land. Long before European settlers arrived, Aboriginal Australians and Torres Strait Islanders had already been living on this land for over 65,000 years. These first peoples developed distinct cultures, languages and spiritual beliefs that continue to influence Australia today. One of the most striking legacies of the First Nations people is their rock art. From the Kakadu National Park to the Kimberley region, these paintings and carvings tell stories of the Dreamtime, a spiritual era when the world was created by ancestral beings. These ancient works date back more than 20,000 years, offering us a window into a culture that has existed for millennia. Perhaps one of the most iconic symbols of Australia is Uluru, a massive sandstone monolith in the heart of the desert. For the Anangu people, Uluru is not just a rock, it's a living being, steeped in Dreamtime stories and spiritual significance. In 1770, the world would change forever. Captain James Cook arrived on the east coast of Australia, marking the beginning of European settlement. The First Nations people who had been living on the land for tens of thousands of years suddenly found themselves confronted with new settlers, bringing disease, violence and displacement. One of the most heartbreaking chapters in Australian history is the story of the stolen generations. Between the early 1900s and 1970s, thousands of Indigenous children were forcibly removed from their families. This was part of a government policy to assimilate them into European culture, an attempt to erase their identity and heritage. In 1967, Australia took a pivotal step forward with a national referendum that allowed Aboriginal Australians to be counted in the census and gave the government the power to make laws for Indigenous peoples. This marked the beginning of a new chapter in the fight for Aboriginal rights. Today, the First Nations people continue to thrive, embracing their rich cultural heritage. From the powerful paintings of Papunya to the powerful voices of Aboriginal activists, these communities are not only preserving their history, but also reclaiming their future. Sam, one of the most significant moments in recent history came in 2019, when the climb to Uluru was officially banned out of respect for the Anangu people's cultural beliefs, a powerful step towards honoring and protecting sacred sites. Thousands of years of history are also preserved in the remains of Mungo Man and Mungo Lady, two of the world's oldest known human remains, found in Mungo National Park. These discoveries challenged our understanding of when humans first arrived on this continent and revealed the complexity of ancient Aboriginal cultures. From the Great Barrier Reef to the Blue Mountains, Australia is a land of unparalleled beauty. But beyond the stunning landscapes and modern cities lies the heart of Australia, the stories, cultures and resilience of its First Nations people. The bond between the First Nations people and this land is unbreakable. It's a relationship that has stood the test of time, surviving colonization, displacement and injustice. As we look to the future, let's honour the rich history of Australia's First Nations people and continue to learn, respect and celebrate their incredible cultures. Their stories are not just Australia's history, they are the foundation of the land itself. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time. Be sure to like, share and comment below to keep the conversation alive about Australia's First Nations people and their vital place in our shared history. Subscribe for more incredible stories.